Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to talk about something near and dear to my heart and near and dear to the hearts of a lot of you shop guys. And that is perhaps the centerpiece to most shops in America, the table saw. And tonight I am going to show you how to properly care for and maintain your table saw. I actually have a little bit of corrosion here. I get to show you how to work on it. So stick around and we'll get right to it. So this week, corrosion off. So first up on the block is the corrosion. And how do we take that off? It's easy enough. Use WD-40, spray right on the affected area. Now you can use steel wool. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using steel wool to take off that little bit of corrosion. The only issue I've ever had with it is it'll leave little very fine marring marks. Not a big deal, it doesn't affect the performance or anything, it's just a look for me. What I like to use is a sanding block. This one is, on this edge, it's 1100. On this edge, it's 500 or something. I don't really remember, but on the angled edges and on this end, it's 1100, so it's very fine. You can run your hand across it all day. It won't do anything. However, for corrosion, you get it right in there. A few passes. And she's gone. So now that you see how easy that is to take off, let's talk about ways of preventing that in the future. Now I'm going to go through a couple of ways I've seen here on YouTube, things that other people have suggested using. Now I have not used them myself, nor do I plan on using them. I have a different method that I prefer. And it's just a preference. It's not saying they're right or wrong. It's not saying I'm right or I'm wrong. Look, the great thing about woodworking is there are many different ways of coming up to the same solution. Maintenance of your table saw is no different. So, I actually saw a guy use just regular vinegar to take off corrosion from his table saw. I've never heard of that, and that's only been within the last week or two that I saw that video. As you can see, I am pretty much in constant maintenance of my saw. I'm always cleaning it. Now this is a Delta 36725 T2. This particular saw here is a few years old, and it does get used quite a bit. Sorry, I see another area of corrosion. I just want to take care of it. It does get used quite a bit. I make furniture and cabinetry and whatnot for friends and family. I don't try to make a living with it. I just do it for fun, because Lord knows that's exactly what you should do for fun. As you can see, that sanding block really does a great job of getting rid of that. Now, apologize for that brief interruption. We'll get right onto it. Another thing that I have seen people use, and this one I will actually tell you, I don't think you should use it, but it's Pledge. They think because it's a moisturizing oil that it is okay to use on cast iron. I'm not even going to attempt using this at any point. I do believe that this contains water, and water on cast iron, as a matter of fact, first ingredient is water. Water on cast iron is a big no-no, and I don't really care how people feel about that. Now, one of the key things that I do use, as you see me use the WD-40, one of the things that I do like to use for my table saw, if it's going to sit for any length of time, is just WD-40. This is their dry lube. Actually, on the container itself says one of the things to use it for is table saws. And I've used this on my saw. Like I said, this is several years old now. I want to say it's at least 3 years old. And as you can see, it reflects, it's pretty. I do take good care of it. The other thing I use on it is Johnson's paste wax. I really prefer using this, especially if it's going to be getting used in short order, because not only does it protect against corrosion, but it helps your pieces slide across the table. That is always important. The easier it goes, the less likely you are to have kickback and other issues. Now, if you have a severely corroded table saw, you're going to want to go, instead of WD-40 and elbow grease and doing all that, you're going to want to get yourself some acetone. And you're going to put the acetone down, you're going to let it sit for probably 15 to 20 minutes. It'll eat away a lot of that corrosion. And in that particular case, you will use the steel wool. And you'll use the acetone and the steel wool to make sure that you have a nice clean surface where the vast majority of the corrosion is off. At that point, then you'll want to switch over, use the WD-40 and either the steel wool or the sanding block, whichever you prefer. Like I said, for me, obviously the sanding block I use are moving blankets. In the winter, it is not uncommon for me to use 3 of these. During the summer, if I cover it, it's only with 1, and it'll be a light one. Even though we do have more humidity in the summer, I use the table saw a lot more in the summer, so I am better prepared or in a better position to come out and really clean off. If there is any corrosion, I can clean it off, get it out of the way in relatively short order. So now that does conclude our video for tonight. I hope you liked it. This is our first in a how-to series. The next thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to show you how to square up your table saw to make sure that your blade is cutting parallel. So if you're interested in that, you'll want to like and subscribe and come back when I put that video out. Thanks. Y'all have a great night. I hope you enjoyed it.